Welcome back to movementprofessional.com. So today we're going to go over some hip external rotation mobilizations using a pillar here. This can also be done against the wall. So we're going to use the pillar for the reference of the sacrum or back of the belt, the space between the shoulder blades or interscapular region, and the back of the head. All right, from there, the first movement I'm going to start with is just a cross-legged position. So right now I'm in just a gentle cross-legged position. If I wanted to open up into more external rotation here, I feel the spaces on the wall, the back of the belt, the space between the shoulder blades and the back of the head. Every time I inhale, I want to feel those areas go more into the wall, especially the back of the belt, because that's the area I'm focusing on with the hip. So as I breathe in, I want to think about my thighs moving out and away without losing contact with the back of the belt. So I can use my arms here to reach them into the ground at the same time, just so I keep that contact into the pillar. And I'm inhaling and I'm engaging my legs long. When I exhale, I want to keep that elongation of the thighs, knees away from the groins, but I want to draw my ribs down. I want to pull my pelvic floor up. The next inhale, I think about breathing in more of the back of the belt into the wall, reach the thighs even longer, and then roll the thighs out towards the ground at the same time. So I'm just really trying to move the outsides of my knees more to the ground, but I'm doing it in a fashion where I'm elongating the thighs. And I can go back and forth through there. If I want to intensify this, I can take the top leg and cross it over the bottom leg, but I want to keep that same pillar of support, so I may need to really use my arms to make sure I don't come off the pillar. And then I'm going to do the same thing every time I inhale. Try to breathe into the back of the belt. So now when this top leg is on top, it wants to turn me to the right. So I really got to focus on keeping the left side of the back of the belt on the pillar. So I may actually reach my right arm a little more on the left just to direct me there. And then the inhale is going to expand that area while I'm trying to reach and roll my thigh outward. Okay, so it's really important to use the pillar, use the breath, and use the isometrics to direct you away from your compensations here, because the compensation is going to try to turn the body to the right, and if I had my right leg on top, it would be the opposite. I have to get the right belt more on the pillar. All right, so another thing to do with the pillar here to work on external rotation would be more of a butterfly position. So again, I'm going to just plaster myself to the pillar. I'm going to try to inhale, feel the back of the belt go into the pillar, use my hands to help as I'm trying to roll and reach my thighs outward. All right, and I can bring my legs a little closer, and you see how that brings the knees up, which is fine as long as I'm still directing them in the position and in the direction I want, and I'm still keeping the postural cues against the pillar. The last thing I would look at here to help with external rotation would be an oblique sit. So now I'm obviously going to be biased towards trying to work left external rotation here, which I could feel the back of my belt on the left more into the pillar. I don't want to keep turning that way. If anything, I want to square myself up as much as possible. So every time I inhale, I'm going to think about breathing into the left side of the belt as I try to move the outside of the leg more into the ground. So I might even feel my left outer butt here as I really try to direct that isometric. Exhale, left abs, but keep thinking, reaching and rolling that thigh into the ground. And I could obviously do that on the other side. An important distinction here is when a lot of times we think about cross-legged positions or butterfly positions, we're seeking out some type of stretch. So if I get into a butterfly here and I stretch, I come forward, I will get more of a stretch in my inner thighs, but I'm actually going away from external rotation here. I'm going more towards internal rotation. The same thing would be true if I bring myself into this half lotus and I bring my body forward. I will get more of a stretch in this left glute, but I'm moving away from external rotation. So if the intention is external rotation, I want to stay upright. I want to feel that expansion into the pillar and then try to direct my legs open, not compress and bend my body forward. So it's just, one's not right, one's not wrong. It's just important to know the difference, because if your intention is to get motion in one direction, you're doing the opposite, it's not going to be that useful for you. Hopefully that makes sense. If you have any questions, you can go to movementprofessional.com. I'll see you next time.